What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic. And yes, the Ram and Jeep DLC is out now. It is Monday, so you can play along if you so want to. I say it is Monday. It's actually not Monday. I'm still recording over the weekend. Ta-da! The magic of television. But yes, as you are watching this, it is Monday. The DLC is now live, and hopefully any of the bugs that I may have with this truck today, such as that intake manifold, will be fixed when you play along with it. Fingers crossed on that one. It should all be done by the time the DLC goes live today, if that makes sense. Before we jump into this, I need to say a huge congratulations to Paulinho Bacana. Let's just get a little bit closer. I just know it's dark, this one. For that beautiful BMW M3 E30 there with the M1 Pro Car engine swap. It looks absolutely fantastic. Beautiful work on that one. Absolutely stunning, and that exhaust on the end there, it all comes together absolutely fantastic. Well-deserved win, Paulinho. Absolutely a beautiful car. We do have a new competition up and running. We're currently in the voting for the car that we're all going to be working on stage. They are all trucks inspired by the Jeep and Ram DLC. By the time I finished recording and got to editing, we should know which vehicle we will be working on, so I'll place it on screen now if we do. If there is a truck there, that is the truck we are all working for in the next competition that's voted for by you guys. So build one of them, make it as crazy and as wild and fantastical as you want to make it. Get it entered in the competition. Sadly, no prizes for this one, but it is just a bit of fun. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to build some crazy builds. I know I'm going to do something a little bit wild for this one, if I can manage to pull it off. But there we go. That's what we're going to be working on. But back to this beautiful Ram 3500, a stunning looking truck. If we jump in, it is the standard edition. There is only the one of each of these DLC trucks. We got ours from the auction house, but you can get this one brand new from the salon, from the barn, junkyard, all of that. It's available in all of the places. Condition wise, we got a pretty alright one. Body parts are a bit low, but the frame and everything else, that's not too shabby. We can live with that. But did we get a good deal for it? No. Absolutely not. 68,889 is what I paid, and I could currently sell it for 58,240, losing out 10,649. But it's not too bad, because today we are going to be drag racing this Ram 3500, because I feel like it's just a little bit too long to go around the gravel track or the racetrack. I feel like it might not have the best turning circle. So we're going to drag race this beast, and we're going to put as much power as we can without using any TKAftermarket performance increases. We're just going to use base game performance for this beautiful 3500. So no TKAftermarkets for this one, because it does share an engine with the Yellow Sport. Very similar. It's pretty much identical engine. We'll talk about that one in just a second. So when we come to do the Yellow Sport, we're going to do full TKAftermarket with performance parts, everything, throw everything we can at that one and see what the difference is between the two of them. Hell, we may even do the Yellow Sport as a 3-star performance truck as well. But anyway, back to this one. As I said, they do share an engine. And that is the V8 Hemi 345. The difference between the two of them is the Ram 3500 is a 4x4 and the Yellow Sport is not. That is the only difference. But we are going to drag race this one. Hopefully we can get some alright numbers and times from it, especially as we're only going with base game performance parts and tuning. Not going to 3-star, 2-star or even 1-star any of them performance parts, just as they come with as much tuning as we can get without throwing in TKAftermarket parts. You will still see some. For example, like the bracket, the rods, and the battery tray and stuff like that is TKAftermarket, but we're not going to be using any of the performance-increasing TKAftermarket parts today, just the ones that we need to get this truck all back together and ready to go. So that's the plan of action for the Ram at 3500. What do you think? We're going to have some fun with it. What do you reckon the horsepower will be just with base game parts? Hopefully it'll be all right, and we should be able to still win at some drag tournaments. Let me know in the comments below now, and then stick around to the end to see what we do end up with from the horsepower from this beautiful Ram 3500. But now, let's get it into the car wash, and let's get this beautiful truck all cleaned up. In the car wash with the Ram 3500, it looks like it's a brown, and I'm not a big fan of brown, so let's just get it cleaned and moved on from that. Although it does look like it has a white racing stripe livery on there. It does indeed, with a black hood. Okay, I mean, the black hood looks pretty good, but I'm not a fan of this brown going all the way around here. But I do quite like the racing stripes, and maybe we'll stick with them depending on what we end up with. Maybe. We'll find out a little bit later on, but let's get the interior done for this beautiful big truck. Get it back on the lifter, get everything ripped out of there, and get it all stripped down, ready to go back together and onto the drag strip. The Ram 3500's in the air. We need to check for that oil pan. It must be there somewhere. It is indeed. That is a lot of big old chunky stuff going on under there. anyway, and let's get our oil drain tool underneath and get all of that oil drained out of there. That's not bad. And there's quite a lot of oil in there. There's a lot of oil in there, but there we go. A well looked after engine. If only it made a difference on playing this game. But let's get in underneath. We've got to get started with our starter round the other side. So out you come there with our first rusty bolt as well. Nice and simple. We've got a front drive axle, as this is four-wheel drive. And then obviously our rear drive shaft with another rusty bolt. Out you come there as well. Out you go, and then back up to the top to get all of that out. Oh, nearly missed it. Then we need the transfer case. Out you come, 4 more bolts. No more rusty though. And then obviously out with that gearbox. And then lots more bolts on that one. But again, no more rusty bolts. We are going to take out the front exhaust section just to be on the safe side. But I think that should be it to let us rip that Hemi out of there. So back down you come, a big old truck. Let's go and grab our engine crane and see if we can rip that Hemi 3, 4, 5 straight out in one go. And then check out the engine bay. Fingers crossed. There we go. That is what we like. Get that engine crane put away. I can't even see in the engine bay. This truck is too tall. And then let's see what we've got in here. Starting with, we've obviously got a big old radiator with a dual fan housing kit on there. Wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir, power steering reservoir, and our brake servo just there. We've got our battery, obviously with TK Aftermarket parts on, but we won't be adding the tuning parts or any performance parts with it. We have our ECU Type B, which sadly means we can't use Barker's covers for them today, or liveries, whatever you want to call them. And we've got ABS pumper module, our fuse box up here, and then our air filter just over there. And I don't think we've got anything missing. Doesn't look like it. No, fuel tank and fuel pump just down the back there. And obviously we've got all 4 wheels on, which is normally a good sign that you've at least got most of the suspension. So we're going to go with that and hope that we have, and we'll check it out later. I'll make sure it all goes back together nicely. Don't you worry. But for now, we need to drain the liquids. So right-click, additional tools, drain tool, click on hold in whichever container you fancy to drain the liquids from, and it'll drain them all out. I'm going to get the rest of this all stripped down, and we'll get everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded. And by the time we come back, it's time to sort out the bodywork for the Ram 3500, see what we've got in there, and then we'll get it into the paint booth and check out the liveries and the colours we've got for this beautiful Ram truck today. That's everything for the 3500, repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Now all we need to sort out is this wonderful bodywork. So let's start stripping it down. Fender, hood, no fender on the other side, headlight, bumper and license plate. Headlight is the grille a piece. Sadly, the grille is not a piece, which does mean we're going to have to keep some of this silvery colour on there somewhere. Try and get that matched a little bit later on. We shall see. God, this truck is massive. Door and mirror off of there. The running boards, sadly, we can't take them off. No fender at the back there. Rear bumper. 1 rear tail light. Oh, rear fender on this side. Out you come. Rear window. We can't forget that one. Is that tail light a piece up there? No, it is not. Was that collect? Oh, no, that was just saying the interior. Just want to make sure I don't forget anything round to this side. Door, window and mirror, and then window off of there. And that should be everything stripped down, but let's get in and get our interior out. I believe this is all for the Ram 3500 specifically. Even that steering wheel, there we go, looking quite good on there. We should be able to search Ram 3500 in the interior shop to get that a little bit later. We will be keeping all that interior because obviously we've got that leather covering on the dash, on the armrest bit in there. There's also a little bit of plate on there. I wonder if that plate says anything. Let's get in photo mode and have a look. Do you? No, you're just a shiny little... Oh, it's just a clip because I'm assuming that lifts up and there's a bit of storage in there in real life. But have we got everything? 1% on there and nothing showing up on there. So we have got everything. Frames at 50%, and we bought the truck for a little under 70,000. So what do we reckon today? I'm going to say... Oh, I don't know. I've been so wrong with all of these. I'm going to go 2,000. 1,500. I was so tempted to say 1,500. But anyway, let's get in and check out the Ram 3500 body shop. There she is. There are no alternative parts. Everything in here is just what you get. But at least we got a bit more to pin on than we've had with the other ones so far. So we've got our work sort of cut out ahead of us, getting that all back together. So I'm going to go repair what I can repair. Then we'll buy what we need to buy and get this beautiful Ram truck all back together, ready to go into the paint shop. That's everything we need for the bodywork. So let's get this beautiful Ram truck all back together then, ready to go into the paint booth. Front fender on you go. Had to buy a new one of them. Didn't have to buy a new hood, and I thought this was black, but it's just a dark red on there. So there we go. Front bumper on you go in your brown with the livery on. and some lovely headlights in there. New headlights, obviously. Fender for this side, brand new. Did manage to repair this door, but I forgot I repaired it, so I did buy a new one. So we'll get rid of that one a little bit later on. Obviously, new windows and the mirrors on this truck can be repaired. Just letting you know that. That might change by the time it comes out. That might be fixed. I don't know if it's a bug or not. But anyway, on we go. Door in, you go there. And a window up there. Rear fender and obviously the rear window. Tail lights can only go in once that rear fender's on. If you look on this side, no tail light there. Fender on and then tail light on you go. And then obviously we got that rear bumper, our beautiful trunk piece, and a blank license plate down the back there. Pretty much all of that apart from this fender is a brand new. Round we go. New door on this side and obviously a window in there and a new door here as well. Oh no, that was a repaired door. Did get that one. Window in there and obviously a repaired mirror. And that should be everything for the bodywork, I think. Oh, apart from that license plate, we'll get a blank one on the front there. And then let's crack on with the Ram at 3500's interior. I did say we're going to keep it all as it is because you've got that beautiful Ram at 3500 and it all blends in with the bits you've got there, which is a bit of a shame because I'm not overly fond of this colour interior, but we are going to be keeping it because there are some bits that we can't change. If I just go back into photo mode, we saw it a second ago. You've got that centerpiece there and obviously the full dash up here, and it does all match in with the steering wheel. Obviously the wood on the steering wheel is a little bit different than the wood everywhere else. Maybe we can try and splash a little bit of red onto that steering wheel just on the wood to maybe get it a slightly better matching color. We shall see if we can do that a little bit later on. Should be soon heading into the paint shop, but let's see, have we got everything? 100%, 100%, 100%, that's what we like. Let's get this massive truck into the paint booth, check out the factory colours for it, decide which one we're going to pick, and decide on a livery, although the dual white racing stripes does look quite good at the moment. In the paint booth with the Ram 3500, and first off, let's check out the factory colours, starting with a solid black. I like black. I won't be using a solid colour. I just don't like the texture. Can you see it on there? I'm not a big fan. I don't know if that's because of some of the mods overriding. I'm just not a fan of the solid finish. But anyway, we've got a solid white. These are all going to be solid, aren't they? I won't be using a factory colour. A solid red, grey, blue, a lighter blue, a beigey, browny colour. The colour it came in, the normal brown, definitely not going for that. Then we got this greeny, bluey colour, quite like that. And then obviously a bright orange. I don't feel like we're going to go for a bright orange today. And I will be honest, I did like the white racing stripes that came on this beast of a truck. So maybe we'll go to the black, although I'm definitely not letting it be finished in solid. Maybe we'll go for a gloss or a pearl. Pearl black. Pearl black looks quite good. We'll go for a pearl black, I think, on there. Sorry, factory colours. I just don't like the solid finish. But let's check out all the liveries. Slot number 1. Let's take out the black for a moment there. We got a black Ram badge on the front there. Does it add anything else? Doesn't look like it. That's still pretty cool, but I did prefer the racing stripes. Then we got a grey Ram badge and a white Ram badge. I was expecting that one there. And then I'm assuming we got the same for the stripes. Black stripes on the grey does actually look quite good. Don't want to stick with that, though. Then we got grey stripes as well. So they go front to back. They go down the trunk, but not over the rear bumper. But they do go over the front bumper. Okay. And then, obviously, I'm assuming the last one, or the next one, is the white stripes. And then have we got any more? No, that is it. I do like the white stripes on the pearl black. I do think, well, it looked nice on the solid black. The white stripes look good originally, but I do think they look quite good on this pearl black here. So I think that's what we're going to go for. And then I think we're going to go for black, white, some chrome, as we've got beautiful chrome on this front grille here. If I could have changed that to black, I definitely would have. But then we'll leave the chrome in the lights, little bits of chrome dotted elsewhere, chrome in the lights, and obviously chroming on the badging down the back there. Maybe do the wheels in chrome as well for a change, and then a few bits of chrome in the engine bay, maybe along with the exhaust and things like that. Maybe. We shall see. The other one thing I am going to do is I am going to paint all the screws and bolts red. As you can see, I've already set up my colour, and this is painted in the TKAftermarket red, so I can see if I've got the bolts close enough. I already have had a play. So let's just get all of this applied then. The pearl black, the white stripes, and obviously the red bolts we've got going on there for the moment. And let's jump in and see if we can get this close. Now, I've got this as close as I could get it. As you can see, it still doesn't quite match. I played around with a few different brightnesses and saturations and things like that, and I think that's pretty good what we went with on there. So we'll be leaving it in that, but I am going to take this back off because it's definitely not staying this color. I just wanted to try and match them bolts in as best as I could. We're not going to do anything really with the interior. I might try and put a bit of red on that steering wheel, so I want to go into the interior removal mode. There we go. Pop that steering wheel out because we might try and color that one. The rest of the seats, they are all going to stay as they are. I am liking this pearl black though, and I think the white stripes really finish it off. Looking good. Yes, I think pearl black, pearl white, bit of chrome, and then a splash of that TK Aftermarket red if and where required. Maybe some of the original reds from the performance parts of the engine if we can make them look good. But there we go. That's what we're going for. So next time you see this, it will be back on the lifter. I will have everything painted, including, hopefully, that steering wheel matched in with the woods just a little bit better than it was from the factory. So there we go. Time for this beast to go back on the lifter, and I'll see you all in just a couple of moments. That's everything painted on our beautiful Ram 3500, and you can see some of the suspension from the underside. I say some of it, most of the suspension from the underside. But before we jump into that, let's get in and check out this engine bay. I'm just going to go into photo mode, make my life a little bit easier. We're going to go really far back and put some torch on it, and then just change the settings so we can go back in and not have that torch follow us. There we go. It's all looking pretty good in there. The only thing I don't like is the fuse box does clip a little bit, but that may be changed when the full version does come out. As I said, I know the DLC is live now, but I'm recording this over the weekend, so I'm still in early access, so some of the bugs may still be there. But anyway, let's crack on. Fuse box in a beautiful white. We've got our air filter in a white there with red clips. Radiator also in a white with a black fan housing kit and red fans. Our wishy-washy reservoir and our coolant reservoir both in a white. And then we've got our battery tray in white, chrome rods, and that bracket going on the top in white as well. With a standard battery, because we're not using any TK Aftermarket performance parts for this one. We want to see how good it is from the base game. Little layer of black just on that power steering reservoir, and a bit of a black and white on our brake servo, along with a chrome module and ABS pumper module in there, all looking good with the black on top, and then beautiful red bolts. I think that's looking fantastic. Let's turn our torch off now and get in underneath and check out the suspension. Zooming out a little bit. The front and rear cross members are both in a beautiful chrome on there. All our bushings are in a red against our red bolts. As you can see, the difference is minimal, but there is a difference between them. Upper and lower arms and the main front drive axle there in a white, and then the rest of it just in a black and red. All looking pretty nice with a splash of chrome on that knuckle as well. It's the very same down the back, so let's get down there rather than trying to stretch in the car. As I said, TK Aftermarket rear cross member, sometimes this just overrides. I could have gone in the car editor and changed it, but I'm not going to. None of this adds any extra performance power, just a little bit of looks on there. Plus we can get that white flange, black cover on the back with the red bolts. All are looking fantastic. And our white leaf springs in there. I'm liking that. Very happy with how it turned out. No TK Aftermarket parts, but now we need to go and build that beautiful Hemi engine. So let's get in and see what she looks like. The block itself is in a black, and that TK Aftermarket red, which we've got on all of the places in there. So looking pretty good. The engine heads themselves are in a solid white. Well, it's not a solid white, but a full white colouring. Because I did try and get white and red, but I couldn't get the two of them to match no matter what I tried. As for the insides of the engines, we've obviously got our little push rods down there. There is 8 of these in each side, so 16 in total, along with 8 spark plugs for each side. So again, it's 16 in total, but then just a single piece rocker arm on either side. So that one is nice and simple. Down here, we've got our cam gear and our timing chain, and obviously we've got all our clutch set up, all our pistons and everything on the inside, ready to go. So let's crack on, starting with this front timing cover, which is in white and a splash of red on there. On we go, and let's get it all bolted up. Obviously, the bolts will go red once it's on the car. Crankshaft pulley in a nice little black on there, and our water pump is in a black with a splash of red on there. Looking pretty nice. On we go, bolt you all up, and then we'll get that water pump pulley on the front, which is just blacked out, looking quite nice. All our idle rollers, or I say all, both our idle rollers are normal idle rollers, not TK Aftermarket ones, but they are finished in a nice little red. Power steering pump on you go in a black chrome and a little splash of its original red on there, looking quite nice. And we've got our alternator up here, just in a chrome, still showing its bronze wiring, looking very good on there. Serpentine belt blacked out on you go, and then just a black belt tensioner on the front there to finish it off. Down here, our oil filter on you go, just in a cheeky little white. And then let's crack on with our engine head covers. Both blacked out, looking very good. Just finish off with the build there. Plus, we do have a splash of red on these with our ignition coils going on the top there. Looking very nice. Pleased with them. Round to the other side. Let's get all of this done and up to the same space. Nice and easy. Not too many bolts on this one. Plus, they're all quite short. So they go down very quickly. But on we go, on we go. And that's all of that up to the same place. Now we do our intake manifold. And you can see the performance intake manifold is the issue with this one. When I put it on, you can see that it clips with that because it's not what it's supposed to look like. If I just take that one off, we'll go and grab a normal one from the shop just so you can see it. Out we come. Let's put you back on. Now this, when you first load in at the moment with the bug, it is still the wrong way around, but you can see that's how it's supposed to be with the tray facing upwards, ready for the throttle to go on. But the performance one, sadly, is still just a little bit bugged for me at the moment. Hopefully when the game comes out, as I said, that'll be fully fixed. But anyway, we're going to rock with it because it is just a visual glitch. We can live with it. Hence why this throttle now just clips through it. It doesn't quite match. But it's in a black and red, and it looks pretty good. We're just glossing over the fact that it's there at the moment because I'm sure it will be fully fixed as soon as the game comes out. Our fuel rails up there are in a beautiful red and white, looking very, very nice. And then our engine cover on top is in black and white. Beautiful white cover with some black lettering running across it. I think that looks fantastic. And hopefully with all the whites in the engine bay when we drop it in, it'll look pretty good as well. Exhaust manifolds are full chrome. And yes, the rest of the exhaust is going to be full chrome as well. And hopefully it looks pretty good when we get it all in the car in literally just a moment. That is that engine built, apart from the fuel filter, which is in a TK Aftermarket red. There we go, all done. Now that engine is fully built, and we need to get it dropped into our Ram at 3500. So off the stands you come, and let's get it dropped in. The engine crane's over, so let's get this engine in and see how good it looks inside that engine bay. Put the crane away, go into photo mode, because it's a very high truck and I can't see. Up we go, and that is looking very nice. Let's go pretty far away. Put some torch on it again, change our settings and go back in. Yes, I'm liking that. Plenty of white on the top, which is what I wanted to see because it is pretty much all black underneath. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Patting myself on the back for a job well done. Closing that hood. Let's get it up in the air. Let's get the gearbox, drive shafts and the exhaust and stuff like that all in there. We've got a starter to go as well. Didn't mean to jump all the way down the back. That's going to be way too hard for me to go in. Oh, there we go, finally. Onto the gearbox, which is in a steel black, same finish as the engine block, and a splash of red on there, with obviously some beautiful red bolts finishing it off. Round we go to our starter. Cheeky little white in there, not forced with the quality of life mod, just a normal base finish of white. That way you still keep some of the texture on it. And then the transfer case, which is in black and white, the connecting bits in white, looking very good, but the main transfer case in a black. And then our front drive shaft in a cheeky little black. And our rear drive shaft also, if I could get to it, in a cheeky little black. And again, it is just the normal one because we haven't done any TK Aftermarket extras on this one. Just the base game stuff. Jumping back in, front exhaust section, fully chromed out. Obviously, we are using the performance parts. On you go, on you go. And then our final last little piece, if we can get all the way down there, is this lovely rear muffler on you go, which comes over, wraps around, and then shoots out the back there. Beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. While we're here, let's get this truck back down on the ground. And one thing we need to check out is how good them red bolts look inside that engine bay. In we go. Let's just take a bit of a closer look. They are looking good on there. It just, for me, I love the bolt color changing. It adds just a little bit of definition to each engine, so you can splash an additional color without really worrying about it, although sometimes it is hard to match them up. But it still looks good nonetheless. So very, very happy with that. I think it looks beautiful. Let's get it closed back down. Let's get on and get these windows tinted. I'm not sure if we're going to do anything with the lights, so we'll check that one out in a second. But I'll do all of the main windows, talk about them, and then we'll see what we can do with all the lights and stuff. That's all the windows done. For the windshield and side windows, we went for a 70. And then for all the back windows, obviously, we went for 100. But let's see what other options we've got. Front bumper on here. I'm assuming that's these lights. We probably can, but I don't think I want to. Let's get that all the way off. Thank you. I think I'm just going to leave them as we are. We've got some brightness and some shininess there. Rear bumper, spin all the way around. What have we got? These two lights in by the license plate. Yeah, but again, we're going to leave them as they are. Back to the front. The headlights. I'm assuming this is probably just going to be the yellow reflector. Yeah, I don't want it black. I'm quite happy for it not to be coloured, but I don't want it black. I think we're just going to have to leave that one as it. Maybe we go for a red like the rest of the reflectors on there. Can we get that sort of colour? Let's give that a bash. Up we go. It's been a bit brighter than that. Maybe about 50. Maybe a little bit brighter than that. Maybe we'll go for 60 and we'll see what that looks like. Let's go for that on there just to see what it looks like. Let's get the other one done. On you go and on you go. We'll come back in a second. Tail lights. I don't think I want to do anything with these. No, we'll leave them with the red in. And then our fenders. I've just changed the other ones to a red and then I can blank them out. But no, I'm going to leave them as they are. Mirror. I think that's going to be all right on the mirror. Oh, it doesn't do anything anyway, so never mind on that one. What else have we got? That is the lot. So let's come out of that. Does that red looks massively out of place, doesn't it? Yeah, no, we need to take that one off. But before we do and jump into that, let's go in there and have a check. Oh, that window tint looks absolutely fine. As we are drag racing, we do want to be able to see out of the side windows of this one a little bit later. But I'm going to jump back in here, and I'm definitely going to take the headlight ones off of there. Tail lights, headlights, there we go. I want you back down to 0, please. That red looked massively out of place. No, I've gone the wrong way. I want to go the other way. There we go. Back down to 0, please, on you as well. And we'll get that done. And hopefully that will fix them. Oh, no, they've gone all blacked out for some reason. I think I've got to go in and reset it instead of trying to clear it. So let's do that. I'll get it all fixed. Don't you worry. When we come back, it'll be time to sort out the beautiful wheels for our beautiful Ram 3500. I think I've just reset everything. I know I've just reset that one. That's fine. Right headlight. Let's get you reset as well. And hopefully that'll be all fixed, he says. There we go. Back to orange. Back to orange. Absolutely fantastic. Let's go and pick some colours for our Ram 3500 rims today. We've gone for the Ram 3500 rims. There are two options, the A and the B. These are the A, the big old chunky ones. The Bs are the one that you saw that came with it at the very beginning. I like these. I think these look pretty wild, but I've got an idea. The black on them looks awesome, but I do want to splash a little bit more chrome if we can. A little bit of two-tone chrome on this. Hopefully we can get black on that chunky piece and the rest of it in chrome or something very similar. Probably that one. Probably that one. I don't like very much just the chrome lip. I think that's not enough. So I think this one here where you got a black rim, black front, and a chrome center on there looks very good. So I think that's what we're going to go for. Let's get all of these painted, attached to some rims, and let's get this final car all together, ready to go down the drag strip. That's all the rims painted, and just assembling this last wheel now, and then we can get these final two wheels onto the car and see what this all looks like. Let's get in, starting at the back with our rear rim. Absolutely massive. The ones at the rear, as this one here. So we've gone for a 22-inch rim at the back, with a 295 width and a 70 profile on there, on obviously the 3500A rims in their chrome and black. We didn't bother painting the bolts on the rims because I wasn't sure if they were going to be covered or not, but I think that wheel looks beautiful on there. Loving that. Very, very big chunky wheel at the back there, but it is a drag racer, so it makes sense. And then on we go with the front one. And the fronts, we've gone down to a 20-inch rim with a 275 width and a 60 profile on there. No ET needed, front or back. And hopefully this is all going to look pretty good when we get it back down on the ground. Down you come. It should have a massive lean forward. Quite a big lean forward there. Absolutely loving that. The window tint's all done. The windows are done. I've just got to top some liquids up. And then we get the Ram outside in the sun. Yes, it is out now and ready for you to all play along at home. The absolutely beautiful Ram and Jeep DLC, and we've obviously just finished with our Ram 3500 that we're going to be drag racing this wild beast today, hence why it's got such big slick tires on this wild monster. But one thing before we finish this one off, let's get our blank plates off and get our finishing plates on, which we've just gone for drag Ram today because, well, that's what it's going to be doing. It's a drag racing Ram. Off with that front plate as well. And let's get you all finished off. The liquids are all topped up. This is now a fully 100% completed Ram. Let's just double check that. All 100% on there. Absolutely fantastic. Looking beautiful. Loving the whites on the engine there with a few splashes of red and then all the black underneath. So you can barely even see anything else with a few bits of chrome just splashing through there for good measure. All looking beautiful in there. The wheels are looking good. The bodywork's looking good in that black and white. And then obviously we've got all of our brown on the interior, which I'm not overly fond of, but it is one of them things. The other thing I couldn't quite do was get the steering wheel to match in with this wood trim here, which is a bit of a shame. I could get a bit of a dark red on it to sort of darken it out, but it meant this centerpiece had to go a red as well. And that definitely did not look right. So we didn't do that. But anyway, let's jump inside. Let's get this Hemi 345 engine started and see what she sounds like. That is a nice grumble on there from the Hemi. Let's give it some gas. Sounding pretty mean at the top end, but nothing overly special on that one. But it is what it is. Look at all the Ram logos in the center there. They really wanted you to know who made this car, didn't they? But there we go. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get this beast onto the dyno. See what its horsepower is and what its drag rating will be. On the dyno with the Ram 3500 and its V8 Hemi 345 engine pumping out 395 factory horsepower. How much have we added today? Only with base game performance parts. A gain of 351 horsepower, 89%. Actually pretty good. Quite impressed with that, with a total horsepower of 745. I've realized now at the very beginning of the first episode of my early access, I showed you a dyno run for this Ram 3500 that was a little bit lower than this one, and the reason for that is that intake manifold I was saying about that was broken, it's the wrong piece. I didn't include that. So without that intake manifold that's faulty, it's a bit lower, obviously. That makes sense. So there we go. That's it, fully tuned up without any TK Aftermarket performance parts, ready to tear up the drag strip. Fingers crossed on that one. Obviously, we could have got more power if we really wanted to with the TK Aftermarket. But this is what you guys can all get at home with your version of the game, whether you're on console, PC Game Pass, anything like that. This is how you can get it tuned for the beautiful Ram 3500. This is the gearbox we've gone for today. There she is, only 50 kilometers an hour in first gear. It really doesn't like that first gear a lot. Even set up like this, it still struggles just a little bit, but we needed some speed to be able to get out that run, so that's what we've gone for on it. Hopefully we'll get some good times down. I'm not sure whether we'll win the tournament, but hopefully we'll be able to get some good runs in nonetheless. It obviously does have a fully tuned stage 3 ECU on there, giving us 16% additional tuning. And if you want to learn how to easily do that every time, there is a link up in the top right hand corner up here, and it's also linked in the description below, along with a link of how to do the carburetors if you want to do them for a different build. But anyway, let's get onto the drag strip, see what we can do with the Ram 3500. On the drag strip then, with our almost fully tuned Ram 3500, just not including TK Aftermarket parts. Let's get on with it though. King of the Sands, quarter of a mile, and we're only in B class. Obviously, we're not even halfway in B class, so this might be a bit of a challenge, but we'll get in anyway and pay our 800 entry fee. And who have we got with us? Our first race is against Betty Riviera in the Ford Mustang, a Turbo Stang. Liking that one. Who else have we got with us? Anyone that I recognise? Barker's up there in a G-Wagon. Loving that one. Skin Gravel's with us in an Audi R8. And we've also got French Toast in an Audi RS5 Lit Edition. Lovely to see you, French Toast. Let's get on and see if we can do our first race. So we got to try and beat the Ford Mustang Turbo Stang. Highly doubtful. With a Ram 3500. The beautiful looking Ford Mustang, a Turbo Stang in a stunning orange. Chef's kiss, a beautiful looking. Against our Ram 3500. We all know which one should win. But are we going to be able to steal the victory from the Turbo Stang? There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Come on, you beautiful little truck. You can do it. Into second. Come on. Into third. Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the case. Goodbye, Turbo Stang. It was kind of nice racing alongside you for a short period. But let's get this beautiful truck across the line. There we go. I didn't think we'd be able to do this one. B387, so much higher than us when it comes to the tuning class. Bit of a shame. 12.4 seconds from the Turbo Stang, 14.268 seconds from our Ram at 3500. But as I said, it is kind of what I was expecting. We will do 2 more quick 1v1s. I'm not going to bother running this again. That was about the average times I was getting, and I don't think we're going to beat 12.5 seconds. So we're going to go through and just do 2 more 1v1s once we found out who's going to win this tournament. We lost Barker and Skin Gravel, but French Toast is still in. Can he make it into the final? Let's keep going. Come on, French Toast, you can do it. Oh, sadly, French Toast is also already out. So we got the Smith & Parker Eliminator Fury, a Volkswagen Golf Mark 7, Aston Martin DBS, and an Audi R8 V10. Who's going to get into the final? It is the Audi versus the Eliminator Fury, a hot rod versus a modern supercar. Who's going to take the win? It is the hot rod. I wasn't quite expecting that. I kind of thought the V10 Audi would get that victory for sure. But there we go. That's that tournament over. We went out, sadly, disappointingly, in the first round. Thank you, Ram 3500. But we are going to do 2 more 1v1 races just to get an average time down, or a fastest time down out of 3 runs onto the speeder board. Back at the entrance, let's get on with the 1v1s. In we go, a quarter of a mile, and then 3 randomizations. 1, 2, 3. We're not doing the turbo stang again. We've already done that one, so we'll go 1 more. And there we go. We'll go for the Factory 5 Mark EV for the Shelby Cobra. Still a little bit better than us than its drag rating, but can we beat it with the Ram 3500? The EV-powered Shelby Cobra with that stunning hard top on it, looking fantastic. I love the look of that. Versus our Hemi-powered Ram 3500. Who's going to take this win? Hopefully us. But the Shelby Cobra's probably going to get it. But let's go. Come on, Ram. You can do it. Off the line. Into second. It might have been a tad bit early there. Into third. Where's the Shelby? It is already starting to overtake us. I'm sure it'll go any minute. There we go. Bye-bye, Shelby. Again, it was a pleasure racing with you. Let's get across the line, though. What sort of times have we got for our second run with our Ram 3500? A 14.281 at 150 kilometers an hour. Not too shabby. 12.581. Oh, 12. For a minute there, I got really confused. I thought we had a 12. We didn't. We had a 14. That too threw me right off. I was thinking, that's faster. No, it's not. No, not even close. Still just under 2 seconds faster than us for the electric Shelby Cobra. Let's do 1 more 1v1 and see what else can absolutely dominate us on the drag strip. 3 more randomizations then, unless it's the Turbo Stang or the Shelby Cobra. 1, 2, 3. And we're against the Ford Falcon XB Road Warrior version that is a little bit closer in drag rating. So this might be a bit more of an interesting race, although I still think the very heavy and long Ram 3500 will still lose. But let's get in and let's find out, and let's give this beast of a truck its go. It's Mad Max versus the Virtual Mechanic, the Ford Falcon Road Warrior versus the Ram 3500. Who is going to take the victory for our final race of the day? Can we finally squeeze a win out of the Ram 3500? I'm not sure, but let's go. Come on, you little truck. You can do it. Off the line, into second, into third. Come on, I said little truck. I realized that this is definitely not a little truck. It is an absolute massive truck. We have lost, sadly, unless the Falcon crashes, which it didn't. But there we go. Across the line, what have we got for our final run of the day? 14.329. Not quite as quick as our second run there, with a top speed of 149 kilometers an hour, which also wasn't quite as good. But there we go. Losing again to another car. Again, 2 seconds quicker than us from the Ford Falcon. Not the best for running for the Ram 3500, but we didn't give it full tuning, so it is not the truck's fault. He keeps saying. But anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to compare that one to the Ram 1500 Yellow Sport, which uses the same engine. And when we come to do that one, we're going to fully tune it. TKAftermarket, maybe even 3-star. Let me know if you want to see that one in the comments below. But anyway, let's get our Ram 3500 back to the garage, see where it will sit on the speeder board, and then hopefully get it sold on for a nice bit of profit. There we go then. That Hemi does look beautiful in there, even if it wasn't the quickest down the drag strip, coming in with a 14.268 seconds to the quarter of a mile and a top speed in that run of 149 kilometers an hour, coming in 16th out of 18th on our wonderful speeder board. 16th out of 18th, 16th out of 18 on our wonderful speeder board, beating out the double cab Volkswagen and that Reliant Supervan. But anyway, let's talk some facts and figures about our beautiful Dodge Ram. We bought the car for $68,889 and could have sold it at the beginning for a loss of $10,649, but we obviously didn't do that. We since spent a further $76,594 on this beautiful Dodge Ram, pitting our on this beautiful Ram 3500, pitting our total spend at $145,483. Is there some money to be made from this beautiful truck? Let's get in and let's take a look. There she is, all 100% finished, and we did manage to squeeze more out of that beautiful Hemi engine. We got it from 395 to 745 horsepower, a gain of 89% power. Absolutely fantastic from that little Hemi. Just a shame it couldn't quite put the power down onto the track quick enough, I'm assuming because of its size and weight. But anyway, we spent 145,483 to get there. Is there some money to be made? Yes, there is, thankfully. I was a bit worried considering we had a 10,000 loss at the beginning and we didn't get any winnings from the drag strip. But with a sale of 224,526, leaves us with a profit of 79,043 from our beautiful Dodge Ram. And yes, for the very last time, the DLC is out now. You can grab this one for yourself, available wherever you grab your DLCs. Obviously, I get all of mine from the Steam Workshop. So there we go. Absolutely beautiful truck. Loved it. Just wish it was a little bit quicker. But there we go. Time to say goodbye. Off you go, Ram 3500. You were a lot of fun. What have we got up next? You can already see it on the trailer there. We're going back to the Willys. This time, we've already done the Willys Civilian. So this time, we're going to do the Willys Military Jeep. There she is. Now, they do run most of the same stuff. Same running gear, same engine, same interior, everything like that. Even the same wheels. So what we're going to do for the Willys Military is we're going to 3-star this one to see how much better it will improve around the gravel track versus the standard civilian Willys that we just did our full tuning, you know, TK Aftermarket and all of that. So this one, we're going to do TK Aftermarket and full 3-star and see if we can make it better than the Willys Civilian Jeep, or at least get a better time around the gravel track, that is. Did we get a good deal for the military Jeep, though? Absolutely not, but so close. I will take that. We bought it for 6,883 and could sell it for 6,296, only losing out on 587, and we can definitely live with that. The engine in this one, as I said, is still the i4 Willys L134, pumping out 60 factory horsepower, which is the same as the civilian one. So yes, we're going to 3-star it with all the TK Aftermarket parts as well. We're going to try and squeeze as much power as humanly possible from this i4 Willys engine, you know, without editing the config files and stuff like that. Just in-game stuff that you can actually do in the workshop. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. So make sure you join us back here on Thursday for the Willys Military Jeep. I am definitely looking forward to this. It's going to be a lot of fun around the gravel track with all of the performance parts and 3-starring it as well to see if it's better than the civilian one. But anyway, what did you think of the Ram 3500 in today's video? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a cheeky little like and maybe even subscribe. And if you really want to help support me, join now. Click join below and become a member of the VM Garage Club, where I share all my custom configs and liveries. We're in a Discord where we can all chat, have a laugh. Sometimes I'll ask for your opinions on some builds, especially for the competition stuff. But yes, Jeep and Ram DLC is out now. Have some fun with it. Grab it yourself if you can afford it. It is definitely worth it. Definitely a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my channel members on screen now. You guys are absolute legends. And as I said, click that join button below if you want to help support me or you want access to the configs and liveries. £2.99 a month, less than a cup of coffee. So thank you very much to you guys. Thank you very much to everyone for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.